This is a brief demonstration of the PSR system at the request of Miranda, City Manager of Mount Rainier in Maryland. My name is Ian Lucas, and I'm quickly going to take you through the PSR system, in particular from the elected officials' perspective, and then we'll have a quick look at the back end from the view that Miranda and or later on her staff might have. We're going to start with an extract from your web page, which I'm sure you'll recognize, where we've actually inserted a sample, what we call a widget. It's basically a link into our system to create service requests. What we're looking at from the elected officials' perspective is the ability to do one of three things. Create a service request on behalf of one of your constituents so that you establish a connection between that constituent and your staff. Two, to allow the elected official to create a service request essentially on your own behalf that you can then monitor, and that automatically gets the problem being rectified, or the service request being satisfied by staff in a way that you can continuously track it. And three, obviously, that you want to continue doing it the way you've always done it. So I'm going to click on this. I'm assuming that you will have access to a laptop or a mobile device of some kind, and this is just one of the alternatives here through the laptop coming to your web page. You can also download our app onto your iPhone or your Android device. So I'm going to click here and open up a service request. We're going to create a new one, and what we've done is configured your web page to answer from a series of categories which are customized. Pull down from the category the various types of service that people might be asking for. Let's say somebody's called you for a simple one, and they're complaining about a pothole. Where is that pothole? We've pre-configured this to Mount Rainier, Maryland, so I'm going to use that on the map. And let's just put on the satellite imagery just for fun. And we're going to back out, and then I'm going to go to the actual location. Let's go up on 24th Avenue here. Let's say there's a pothole right there. Can also move the map around if we wish, and various other features which I won't worry you with at the moment. If we want to, we could, particularly if we're out there on a mobile, we want to be able to snap some images of the pothole, which makes inspection easier, reduces the need for someone to go out and actually inspect it, and rather just send a repair crew. And a description. So with the description, there's a maximum of 4,000 characters, which is usually enough for most people. And there we go. So we've taken how many seconds to create a service request at this location. If you're out there with a cell phone, obviously you're going to use your GPS. You don't even have to click on the where button. You can just say, well, you click on it and you say, I'm right here. Take a picture, put in a description if necessary, send the request. Now the system already knows who I am because I've sent requests before, but in this case we're going to put in the email address with the permission of the person who with whom you're interacting, from whom you're getting the pothole complaint. So I'm just going to put Dave Robbins at public service request. So now what I've done basically is to create service request, unique service request GA523, and you've now stepped out of the loop, and you've created the relationship between the initiator with that email and your staff. So GA523 has been created. that's how simple it is to create a service request. It's the same, it looks the same, feels the same, behaves the same no matter what device you're on, so that people don't have to learn anything complicated. They can actually get in and get the job done really fast. There's no complex registration process or re-login or checking that your address is local, any of that. It's just quick and easy. Now we've jumped right into the back end of the system, and I'm going to in a moment show it from Miranda's perspective if she was a user. But you can see I just wanted to illustrate with GA523, the one we just created. This is what it creates on the back end for staff to use. So there's a map. It's an active map. We can change the location and so on. All the information about who created it, when it was done. There's a complete history down here at the bottom of what's actually happened. We're going to actually, first thing I'm going to do is just add a couple of tags to it, just to give you an idea of the flexibility on the potential reporting side. So we're just going to look at the tags that are available for Mount Rainier. So we're going to say, well, this was put in by an elected official and it was based on a phone call that they got. So now we've got the two tags, elected official and phone calls. So if we need to go back, these tags are obviously completely configurable and created by Miranda for your specific circumstances. These are just examples. So we're going to go down quickly, and I'm going to look at typical thing that Miranda might do. For example, we would accept ownership. Yes, this is one of ours. It's in Mount Rainier. I'm going to accept ownership. And immediately what that does, it tells the initiator, the person whose email we've entered here, drobbins@publicservicerequest.com, it's going to send them a note saying we've accepted and we're starting to work on this particular thing. You can see down here there's a history item, acknowledge receipt. Let's say, for example, Miranda wants to assign it to someone. She can go ahead and assign it to a staff person. Or she might want to put this on hold and group them up for a major pothole repair program if the pothole itself isn't terribly serious, in which case she can put it on hold, merge it with other similar service requests that might be around that same pothole or multiple potholes. If you were attached to an asset management system and so on, be able to actually manage the assets. And if this was on for example, a county road that was running through Mount Rainier, you might want to change ownership and send this over to the county and have them deal with it because it's their road. I don't know what kind of arrangements you have, but that's the kind of thing you can do. And later on, if you want to, you can record what it costs to actually do this repair. If you want to set it up as a much later down the road as, pardon the pun, as a cost management system, you can also do that as well. If you need to respond to the person who was the initiator of the service request, the person that called you, the elected official, then we can also interact with them through these, what we call these actions down here. These details that we probably don't need to go into at this stage. What I'm going to do now is to actually I'm going to log out, and we're going to log in as, I'm going to go in as an actual user. I'm going to go in as a person with roughly the same level of authority that Miranda would have, so that you can see roughly what Miranda is looking at in terms of what she can monitor. So Miranda would have a dashboard, and when she clicks on the dashboard, she would see the multiple departments across Mount Rainier. And if she wanted to, she could look on a map. Let's just click on this map and see what's happening with all the new service requests and the ones that are already open. If you wanted to, you can look at the on holds. I'm not sure if there are any here. This is actual data. Yeah, there's a few on holds, and if necessary, go back and look at the closed ones. But you can see the important thing here is that Miranda would have instant access to what these problems are. So if we want to go, let's go to tree inspection, tree trimming, engineering. Let's have a look at dead trees. So these are all the dead trees in this particular area, and you can see because the ones in blue are on hold. This one, let's have a look at it, CY786. Okay, can I have a look at a quick look at what's happening here, and you can see that there's many dead trees and so on, and it was seen on July the 6th, but it is still open, so it hasn't been completed yet. Let's have a look at the detail, and there we are, back to the detail of the service request. Miranda would have access to all of these tools. She could monitor what was going on and be in a very strong position to be able to report to you on exactly what's happening at any given moment or for any given time period with respect to the priority service requests, who's doing what, how long it's taking you to actually get them repaired, and so on. So that gives you a rough idea. Now, if Miranda went over to the stats button, she'd be able to look at performance by department and performance by assignee. This is where eventually, if you wish, you can set up your service level compliance dates, and also you can monitor service level compliance by service type. So if you have, for example, a 72-hour completion or resolution policy on potholes, you could see how well you're doing. So that would monitor by department. You can also monitor by assignee. So if you get to the point where these service requests are assigned to individuals, you can look at their individual performance, and also generate reports between dates. I'll just quickly show you that one. So between these dates, but there's a lot of flexibility here in terms of and then click the download reports. I'm not going to do that right now because it's not relevant to us for today's purposes. I just want to give you an idea of the flexibility and the control that Miranda would. So what we'd like to do now is also look at some of the other capabilities that Miranda would have. If there are particular service requests that you are very keen for her to keep a close eye on, she can actually add those to her watch list. There's a watch list right here. And if, as you gradually add more users to the system, she can monitor what the activity for each of those users. Search, very comprehensive search capability. The dashboard we've already seen. Statistics, we've got anything that's assigned to Miranda for resolution. She can see her own. And she can also see the service request that she has created herself. And then she has a series of options here to create a service request internally. She herself can create one on behalf of a citizen, and also there's a call center function, which I don't see you needing quite yet. So that's basically the system. I'm just going to quickly go back to the dashboard and reiterate the value of the map, being able to monitor the new service requests, whether or not they're inside your service level compliance ranges. The open ones, these are ones already being worked on, and then you can see for the last 60 days quickly how many service requests in each of these departments you've actually been looking at. So the Miranda will have a series of tools at her disposal to give you accurate, up-to-date information on all the service requests that have been coming in, both from you and perhaps created from people calling, people sending emails, people showing up at the counter, into a single comprehensive view. Start to give you a much better idea on what's happening with all of these things. No more black holes. That's what we wanted to show you. There's obviously a whole lot more behind the scenes, but we wanted to give you a quick introduction and encourage you to think about having a 60-day trial with us. There's absolutely no obligation to proceed with it, but we think almost everybody that does a 60-day trial realizes the benefits of much closer interaction between citizens and your staff. The benefits of that are almost instantly outweigh any costs associated with running this system. So thank you.